Hey guys, I want to do a little quick video on explaining how the CPU works, what to look for in a CPU for somebody that wants to understand the basic functions in a simplest possible term. So after this video, you will have an idea of what to look for in a CPU for your next rig that you're looking to buy, or if you're just not sure exactly what they are. We all kind of have an idea of how they do and what they do, but we're not 100% sure. Well, I'll explain this to you in the simplest possible terms that I can. Okay, some of the things to look for in a CPU is the clock speed. So an average CPU out there today runs around 4 gigahertz, which is 4 billion clock cycles per second. And that's pretty fast, okay? So there's other frequencies and other things to look for in a CPU, but that's one of the main things. And I'm not going to go into details on all the other things. You got onboard memory and cache and all that stuff. But what I'll do now is explain to you guys what a CPU kind of how it operates, and do you really need a dual core, quad core, 6 core, 8 core, and so on. I'll explain the threading to you guys and threads and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's imagine that this dirt pile is the information that we're trying to process. Okay, your computer information really consists of a bunch of zeros and ones, and this is what you essentially see on your screen is your CPU processing those zeros and ones and turning into a information that you're able to see on your screen. Your CPU will have cores and threads. So single core CPU with a single thread would look like this. You will have a information pile or dirt pile in our case that we're going to try to load into a core right here. Okay, so this is what a single core configuration would look like. Now let's go with a dual core, two thread information. This is what this would look like now, and you have this dirt pile, which essentially gets split into twos now. So you're able to get this dirt pile processed twice as fast because you'll have these trucks working on that side and these trucks working on this side. So you're able to get this dirt processed twice as fast. Now, something like a Core i3 with a dual core hyper threading or 4 threads per CPU, you would have something like this, and you're honestly able to get this information processed almost as fast as if you had 4 cores right now. So you have two loaders loading this information on that truck nonstop without stopping. So your core is constantly busy now. It's not having to slow down or for any purpose. I mean, it's just literally staying as busy as it could or as it can. So let's look at something like a Core i5, 4 cores, 4 threads configuration. So it would look like this. Okay. So now it will benefit. Let's say you have a Core i5 versus Core i3. You'll benefit now by having more cores, so you're able to process that information almost 4 times as fast as just a single core processor. So you have that dirt pile gets split into fours, and you have this working on that end, and so on. And this is pretty much essentially just a basic way of what a CPU does um, as far as processing that information. So now let's look at something like a Core i7 with hyperthreading, which means you will have uh, 8 threads for 4 cores. And really, what happens now is you still have that pile of information that you need to process, but in some cases, like gaming, you'll not benefit from this because you got 4 cores and 4 threads, and that's all this game was designed to do. I mean, so having something like this, you really won't benefit having more cores or more hyperthreads. So where you would benefit from that is if you're doing some kind of really heavy workloads, video editing, some picture editing, some kind of programming where you actually really need more than multiple cores and multiple threads. So in this case, this is where you need to look at options of getting a Core i7 with hyperthreads. Um, and honestly, that's when you would need it. But if you're just looking for gaming, you would not benefit from having a Core i7 with hyperthreads. For most games out there, this is all you would need is 4 cores and 4 threads. Something like a Core i5 is the simplest way I can explain. Even Core i3 will do you just fine. Now, this is a Core i3 configuration out there. Um, you will realize that if you're using something like Core i3 in a lot of video games, you don't benefit uh, by having more cores. I mean, this right here is able to load that information almost as fast as if you had 4 cores. Okay, so if you're on a tight budget and you're looking for a decent gaming computer, Core i3 is might be just as good. Something like AMD's uh, 8350 um, or 8 core processor. You'll realize that some Core i3s are actually faster than a AMD's processor. That's because the core speed itself is almost twice as fast. And what that essentially means is your core is able to carry almost twice as much as information. So Core i3 might be in some cases faster than a Core i6 or Core, 6 core processor. So, there's a lot of things to look at, but this is just basic function of how they work and what they do. So if you guys like video like this and you would like to see more videos like this, just let me know in description. And I will be posting more videos like this in future. So subscribe if you like it. Put thumbs up if you did, and if you didn't, just put thumb down. And that's all I had on this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it.